Heavenly Gifts. Jesus explains the cause of a pestilence and why I do allow it. January 10th, 1847. Jesus reveals through Jakob Lorber in Heavenly Gifts, Volume 2. About cholera in 1847. Upon request, whether the cholera that had recently appeared at the Caspian Sea would come to Austria, and whether the mentioned remedy for this disease, given by Somnambulist A.H. in her magnetic sleep in 1830, was of good effect, the Lord gave the following statement. This disease will appear in Austria in the time frame in which a man of moderate stride can travel the route from the Caspian Sea to Vienna, Prague, and other cities of this empire, if he would walk day and night. It will mainly afflict Vienna, Prague, Lviv, Ollmütz, and other cities more or less. This time it will take its victims mainly in the great and rich, and especially in their children. Also the military and the priesthood will suffer. Woe to the fornicators and revelers. This time, your city, Graz, will not get through this completely unscathed either. For there are already a lot of poor people here, because the rich indirectly withdraw everything from them, to provide their children, who are already quite rich, with even greater wealth. And they don't want to give anything to the poor, or only very little. The heirs of those shall be taken from them, so that the poor can inherit from them. This time I will afflict the rich in such a way that they will surely become soft and crawl to the cross. Of course, at first, the poor will be stricken, so that the rich may become compassionate. If they do, this punishment shall be alleviated. But if they don't, then the sponge woman, Cholera, shall start raging relentlessly with 1,000 scythes among them. It shall cut 1,000 ricks in one day. See, to reduce poverty and protect the wealth of the rich, they want to limit the marriages of the poor, and by quite a lot actually. Oh, that is the most cursed spawn of hell, a work of Satan. See, that is the reason of all pestilence. Through the withholding of marriage and the just and orderly conception of children, where the urge is there, as well as through the enormous extermination of all kinds of wild animals, as well as the forests. Through all this, the redeeming absorption of the primordial spirits of the earth into the higher stages of purification is hindered. Once these nature spirits, which first to begin to regenerate themselves in the mold and in the mushrooms, have ascended through this stage and find the next stage to be too small, so that they cannot be fully absorbed, they unite into an almost human-looking being. Then they wander around on earth and take hold of people, and also animals and plants, with the intention to refine themselves within them. But since these spirits are still too immature, they bring death to everything they have once grasped. Human beings are their favorites, because they believe that through them, they can reach their complete freedom in the shortest way. Which, of course, is a delusion for their still highly material intelligence. However, because the people themselves, through selfishness, are the cause of this phenomenon, I allow them to be chastised in the most severe way for such an iniquity, and this mentally and physically. See, that is the wicked cause for all pestilence, which is at home particularly in the Orient, because there the just and proper conception of the people is sometimes, in a tyrannical and violent manner, suppressed, even via mutilation. But if now even, in the still somewhat better Europe, this act of salvation gets suppressed for the entire nature spirit realm of the earth, for the sake of some rich man's industry, then the most devastating consequences shall emerge, from which the remaining should recognize that I did not create the earth for the sake of industry, the railways, and least of all for the rich, but rather only for the redemption of the primordial spirits banned into it. Understand this well. My intention with this earth is quite another one than the one the present world, monopolized by Satan, recognizes. The potato disease was already a precursor, but what happened to this fruit until now, through my grace for the people, in order to spare them? So the people will soon experience the same, if they do not improve and change their attitudes towards the poor. The given recipe of NN through his sister AH is good. Nonetheless, I will give you an even better and more effective one in due time. The mentioned cities of this empire have already fully developed the marriage reduction system. Therefore, they shall be properly rewarded for it. This time, however, the whole of Europe, especially the big industrial cities, will be mightily chastised. But this whole thing can be mitigated through prayer and good works towards the poor, especially where marriages are not suppressed too badly and systematically. This for your deeper instruction and observance. Amen.